Hi there, my name is Luke, welcome back to PhotoBuy, and today is not the day that I went to London, but this is just an intro because the one I did do was surrounded by birds, wind, and wasn't ideal for a very good video, which it turned out to be. So you're going to see me popping up a few times, but just off the bat, just want to say the Olympus OMD E-M1 is a fantastic camera. Really enjoyed getting hands-on with it, so thank you very much Olympus for that. Also a big thank you to Gavin Hui, who also helped me out with the Olympus. He is a Olympus ambassador who you'll be seeing very much so in the video. But just to bear in mind, this is a more of a first hands-on experience with it. Wasn't really a review, couldn't really do the test that we wanted to do, so just enjoy this as an overview, just running through the specs and just breaking it down to you. But we'll pass you over to me with Gavin. We're just busy playing around with a fisheye lens and exploring some of the really cool features that the Olympus OMD E-M1 Mark III can do. So heading on over there now. So we're out here in the Kew Gardens with Gavin.
Hi.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Gavin Hoey. I am the Olympus Portrait Ambassador. So today we've come out to shoot some landscapes.
Landscapes. So we've got this lovely building here. What was it called again?
This is the Palm House at Kew Gardens.
Palm House at Kew Gardens. So it's bigger on the other side, so we'll probably go to that in a moment. But we're just playing around with the new Olympus OMD E-M1 Mark III, which has just come out, and we're trying it out with the fisheye to see what we can get. So at the moment we're just exploring it, testing out the new features, not doing anything too crazy, we're just getting familiar with it. A more detailed review may come later, but we're going to give you as much information as we can right now.
Fisheye compensation as a quick access. I can just hit the record button and it'll say, oh, I've already set it. It'll say, would you like to put it in your custom menu? So yes.
Oh, that's cool.
So now I can have my own little custom menu of things I actually use that are not hidden deep inside of the menu system. So,
handy. So it just saves you having to go through the entire menu system to try and find one setting.
Yes, so
That's
some things you only use very infrequently and you can't remember where they are, but you know you've got them. Yeah, you just pop them on your own little My Menu.
That's ideal.
But with this camera, you can actually just go into your menu, which is up there now, turn on fisheye compensation, and I can de-fisheye my fisheye.
I don't shoot any fisheye whatsoever, so this is kind of new to me. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it done in camera.
So what it is, effectively your fisheye then becomes two lenses. So you have a fisheye lens and a wide angle lens in one. Even less to carry around.
2 for 1, that's what I'm hearing.
Which is what we want. High res, let's go find something in high res. So we now have, where are we going to pop it? We now have the option of shooting high res with a tripod or handheld.
Handheld we are.
I think
we don't have a tripod.
Well, you've got one. But
I've got the Gorilla Pod.
it doesn't really count.
No, we're going to test it.
Okay.
We just got to find somewhere to test it.
Let's go find somewhere to test. Okay, and I guess that's that.
That's it. That was it. That's all it was. It was just that little.
Exciting. That was quite good fun.
Oh, because when I was doing, this is the bit where it takes its time because it's basically got to stack the pixels together to make your single photo.
Right, 16 images, half a pixel shift between each one, handheld to create a 50 million pixel image.
Just going to switch over to the photo of what we just took so you guys can see it. We'll be zooming in. We're having a look at it on the camera, so we'll kind of give our commentary from there. But it looks pretty sharp. We're just going to do one more photo, going slightly wider.
Probably should not actually shake this so much. I probably should do it. Like, you know.
Try and do it like you want to try and get
like
it.
I actually want to get this
Give it a chance.
right for the purposes of displaying what isn't real world. So, but this is real world. This is what it's like.
Right, so image is up on the screen now. We're just having a look at it.
Okay.
That's pretty sharp to me.
We are zoomed in. Yeah.
That's pretty clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been sharp. So I probably wouldn't shoot this with a 16. I'd probably go with the 32 or 64 gig inside. Something preferably high speed as well. Which, by the way, this can also do UHS 2 in the slot 1. And then in slot 2, you can also do UHS 1. So at the moment, what they said is they can't do the UHS 2 in both, otherwise they'll have to make it 5mm bigger. But they say that the technology is coming, so maybe in the Mark IV. Just gonna get the camera set up to do some focus stacking, which is it a unique feature in Olympus?
It's
maybe
one of its core features.
It's one of its core features that they do talk about, so we're gonna give it a try. We're currently just getting the camera set up now. What macro lens do you have on there at the moment?
This is the 60mm macro.
60mm macro, and we're gonna give that a play. We're gonna actually go into the building, so hopefully this lens isn't gonna fog up too much and I can clean it and it acclimatizes quickly. But yeah, I think we're almost ready to go in, so we'll see you in there. Right, so we're inside. As you can see, it's a little different. We've got the camera over there with Gavin playing around with the macro. If this does get fogged up, it's because we are basically in a jungle, so they have to bump up the humidity so that the plants can survive. So do excuse the slightly foggy look. This will go away shortly. New discovery, there's an upstairs bit. There's the stairs. Alright, currently in the top part of the canopy, trying to find a place where we can do some focus stacking. I was kind of hoping for a few more flowers than that.
That would have been nice. It is January, to be fair, so...
Yeah, even in the jungle, apparently, you don't get flowers in January. So we're just going to give this a try and see what we can get. But, so, yeah, it's warm. I think I might take this jacket off, actually. You can also... Oh, glasses are all right now. I can put those back on. Yeah, take those off. Right, let's do this. Change of plans for moving. There's a school in here. They're being very loud. So we're gonna see if we can try and find somewhere else in the building, or we're just gonna go. But this place is awesome. It's a jungle down there. And up here. This is so cool. We'll just call this a B-roll shot, I think. Yeah, it's a B-roll shot. Little update, we've just found some, is those flowers or berries? Flowers, we just found some flowers. Flowers. Those wonderful things. Right. Just playing around with the macro lens, trying to get some shots using the focus stacking. That sound is not sprinkler, it's a mystifier. And there's also a whole train of school children going around, so that's the sound you're getting right now. We'll just go to B-roll for now. Currently we're at a waterfall, which is the sound that you can hear, and we have the E-M1 3 set up, so it is currently doing a 30-second long exposure using the new, well, it's not new, it's a feature that Olympus had, which is a live ND, and what it essentially does is get you a long exposure without needing ND filters. So what we're going to do is just go into playback, and there it is. That's really cool. The fact that we're doing it in broad daylight as well, and yes, there is cloud cover, but you still couldn't get a shot like this. This is awesome, man. This feature needs to be in more cameras, and I'm just glad Olympus has actually done something creative in their cameras. This is so fun. Oh, that is silky smooth. Right, that was 1 minute, right?
1 minute.
So we're gonna leave this for 1 minute. Whilst we're doing that, I'm gonna run through some of the details on the new OMD E-M1 Mark III. So we'll move over and go do that. Now, just to run through some of the features of the camera, you're looking at a TruePic 9 processor, 50 megapixel high-res shot, handheld, and then 80 megapixels done when you're on a tripod. It's a slightly bigger grip as well, so a bit easier to hold. It's IPX1 water resistant, which basically means you can have it out in the rain. Now, it does also say that it does USB charging. Now, we have done the Olympus OMD, I'm just gonna say the M5 Mark III. We did do that one. We did find that you can't charge and use it at the same time. You can only charge it and then wait for it to charge and then use it. So we're quite keen to see what we can do when we do charge the M1 Mark III to see if it actually enables you to charge it and still use it at the same time, because that will mean you basically have a giant battery pack, which would be fantastic. It's also got a new supersonic wave filter, which is similar to what we saw on the M1X. So that one basically means that when you're changing lenses, you don't need to worry about dust going on the sensor, because the way that it works is it basically keeps dust away from the sensor. It doesn't get a chance to attach, it just gets pushed away. They also added a new high durability shutter, very much like we saw with the M1X. And what that essentially means, you've now got 400,000 actuations, whereas the standard 200,000 that they were running. And they finally added a joystick to the back, which is fantastic. Definitely need one of those to help you navigate around the focus point. So really looking forward to actually testing that out properly, because we didn't really get much of a chance to out in London. Looking at 121 all-cross type chip phase detection. So essentially it covers the entire area of the camera, and it just makes it much easier to focus if you've got something in the bottom left corner, whereas with DSLRs it was very clumped into the middle, which, as we know, is quite a pain. You can also customize the different autofocus points. If you're taking pictures of birds in flight, you can have it like one box big and then 3 boxes across, or 5 boxes. So it makes it much easier to lock onto a target in flight, or you can adjust it for a person and then have it kind of, 2 across and then 3 or 4 down. Very, very effective, very handy for those who are shooting, wouldn't say unique subjects, but subjects that have a certain shape to them. You can also have 4K handheld video, which is fantastic. Simply, it's just keeping up with what we're seeing today. You can also do 1080p at 120 frames a second, as well as previous frames alongside. And on top of that, you've still got a log profile that you can use to edit with, which is fantastic. Most people, they use a log profile if they take video seriously, so it's very handy to have that. Otherwise, you can just use their standard natural profiles, which we've actually had experience with, and they're very nice to use. So those are the specs, and I'm going to go back to London. Let's have a look. Ooh, we even got like a little swell going on down here. I might switch over to the photo for them so they can see it. I'm going to zoom in. That's so cool. Nice, didn't think I'd be doing that today. I'm going to be doing some focus tests. So we have camera there, and then we have this very detailed statue. You say an urn?
I'd say that's probably an urn of some sort.
An urn of some sort, yeah. Probably an urn for a king. So yeah, we're just going to be doing some focus tests. Essentially what we're doing is we're going to see how low we can dump the exposure to the point where you can start seeing some blur being caused by the hands. This should be kind of fun, just seeing how low we can go. This is like the camera version of a limbo.
This is nuts.
So this is going to be very interesting, because 7.5 stops is a lot. So we're quite keen to see the barriers that we can push today. So what was that, at a 20th of a second?
Yeah, this is only 7 stops, don't get carried away.
7 stops. I thought it said 7.5 on the thing.
Yeah, with the 12 to 40mm f4 with image stabilization in the lens.
Right,
well.
So you need image stabilization in the lens, otherwise it's just 7.
It's a mere 7 stops.
It's mere 7 stops.
All right.
Just a mortal 7 stops.
Okay, and we'll try and keep it.
We'll also put these up on the screen. I'll zoom in on them 100% so you can see the difference as we go down.
So let's go for something like 25mm, so 50mm
25
equivalent.
sounds healthy. Yep.
50mm equivalent, that's a reasonable test. We'll make sure image stabilization is actually turned on. Apparently
otherwise this test is null void.
Yep, okay, here we go. So 20th of a second, well, it's coming up as 15th to a 20th. Okay, that's 1.
Right.
I'm really worried now, this has got me quite nervous. Okay, let's go down a stop to a 10th. Oh God, okay. Let's go down to another stop, F5.6 to a 5th. Hear that shutter getting slower.
It's making me...
Oh, that's slow. Well, that is now 1.3 seconds.
Oh.
F16, 1.6 seconds.
Don't start shaking now.
I'm really shaking.
I can see your hands just slightly murmuring as you get
F22,
lower.
this is as low as it goes.
Okay.
That was 4 seconds. There is no way this is going to be sharp.
No, I can't see it being sharp at 4 seconds.
I can't remember where it was now. Oh God, okay, that's horrible.
All right.
Never ever do that.
Let's just go 4 seconds. I just want to see the sharpness of the 4 seconds. I mean, even so, if you can get something usable at 4 seconds.
Okay, here we go. So this, just to make sure we are...
Again, they'll be on the screen.
This is the one that says 4 seconds.
Yep.
Okay, that's 4 seconds. handheld. I think I managed to get the background in focus. But that's 4 seconds handheld.
That's pretty sharp.
Pretty sharp for handheld. Hang on a minute. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, let's
Okay,
turn it off.
we're gonna do. What are we gonna do now?
I'm going to turn off the image stabilizer.
Okay, we're gonna turn it off.
Okay, off, and I'm going to try and hold this 4 seconds at 25 mil.
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
Right.
Okay. I'm trying to do as good as I did last time. If I can prove this is the photographer and not the camera.
Yeah. Need to
my
rule
day
out
rate
all
could go up.
variables.
Okay, and that's 4 seconds.
That's gone. Yeah. No. There's a
Okay.
clear difference.
That's to be fair.
That is night and day.
4 seconds handheld, 50 mil.
Usable. We used to say that about ISO, like, oh, you can go to 6400 ISO and it's usable. Now you can go to 4 second exposure and it's usable when the ISO isn't, which is fantastic.
It's the first time I've done that.
Even the photographer's impressed. So that was our hands-on experience with the Olympus OMD E-M1 Mark III. If you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, and as always, my name's Luke, this is PhotoBite, and we'll see you next time.